Save up to $50 at crimsontrace.com. Laser sighting systems from Crimson Trace will make you a more accurate and confident shooter. No personal protection firearm is fully equipped without a laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. Visit crimsontrace.com November 29th through December 25th and save up to $50 on the one tool no personal protection firearm should be without: a Crimson Trace laser sight. Save up to $50 now through Christmas Day at crimsontrace.com.
I'm a gun owner.
Your views, advice, and questions are the driving force of Gun Talk.
I don't think that guns are scary things.
Visit us online at www.guntalk.com. Call Tom now at 866-TALK-GUN, 866-825-5486. Let us know what you think about the gun-related issues of the day. Now, back to Gun Talk.
All right, back with you. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in there. Don't forget that we are still continuing our giveaway. Let's see, what are we giving away this month? Oh, cool. Mossberg MVP Patrol Rifle, 5.56. That's a 223 for some folks. With a 10-round magazine, a scope, 3-9 scope, all kind of fun stuff. If you go to guntalk.com/win, W-I-N, you can enter for a chance to win this cool Mossberg rifle. Yeah. And that's going to end, let's see, Friday, December 27th. So it's coming right up. Oh, by the way, speaking of stuff ending, we got about a week. I just decided, I don't know why, middle of last week, we're going to mark down one of our books that we have. We don't have a lot of them left. It is the Grits on Guns Limited Edition. It's the book that my father wrote, 25 plus years ago. It is a really good reference piece. It's a great book. It'd be a terrific gift for somebody. It's leather-bound, got gilded pages. That's the gold edges on the pages. Each one is numbered, and each one is signed by Grits Gresham, my dad, who passed away several years ago. So we're not getting any more of these. They're regularly $50. We've marked them down. I think we took a little bit more than $15 off of them. If you go to Shop Gun Talk, that's shopguntalk.com, and look, where they're gone. That's the deal. So I'm not sure. I think we have a couple of boxes of them left. So that would be a pretty nifty gift for someone. So shopguntalk.com. And I think this deal goes for about another 7 to 10 days. I think that's the way we've got that thing set up. Let's go to our line 3. Art's with us out of Austin, Texas. Hello, Art. You're on Gun Talk.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I am good. So you're looking for a shotgun?
Yeah, you mentioned Christmas lists, and I've got a son in college that does not have a shotgun at all, and his dream is a 12-gauge side-by-side wood stock under $1,000.
Okay.
So I was looking for recommendations.
Okay. You probably know under $1,000 is fairly limiting on side-bys because they tend to be a little bit more expensive than that.
Right.
But I've got like 3 recommendations for you. One is a brand, and that is CZ. CZ has a line of side-by-side shotguns that are good. They are, I'm pretty sure they're made in Turkey, which is fine. And you can shop around and maybe find you a CZ. They have several different models, but if you just do your Google search for CZ shotguns, you'll find them, and then you can see what you have locally. There are a couple of websites I'm going to suggest you take a look at also. One is, and these are where you could get good used guns from people who know what they're doing and you could trust. One is Dury's Guns, D-U-R-Y-S, Dury'sGuns.com. And I was just looking, and they have several side-bys in that price range. Now, when I say that price range, I mean either under $1,000 or maybe up to $1,200 if you found something that you said, okay, that's just very cool. I got to get that.
Yeah.
And the other one is Field Sport. And it's Field Sport, F-I-E-L-D, Sport Ltd.com. FieldSportLtd.com. That's Brian Walensky up in Traverse City, Michigan. And the nice thing about these 2 operations, because I know these guys, both of them, real well, you do the deal, they send you the gun. If you don't like it, you get like a 3-day return policy on it, but you're not going to not like it because they represent their guns very well, and they're not going to sell you junk. And they stand behind them also, which is the other part of it. And Field Sport, I was just looking at their website, and they had several nice side-bys. I mean, they got some that are up in the, $6,000 to $28,000 range.
Oh, yeah.
But they also have some, they're in the $1,200 and under. And it can be cool if your son is sophisticated enough to say, oh, wow, you found me a really neat shotgun that's 40 years old. And that's a pretty neat deal, too, because those are some really well-made guns from back then. So that would be my suggestion. Check out Dury's Guns, fieldsportltd.com, and for a brand, if you're looking for new, check out the CZ brand.
Would you try to open up the thoughts to over-under and semi to him? Or if that's what he wants, that's cool.
Nah, you know what? Let him figure it out. If that's what he wants, that's what he wants. It's like trying to push a rope. When somebody's, besides, he's going to end up with a lot of guns over the course of a lifetime. He ought to have a side by. And yeah, good point. Jim says, hey, there's always next Christmas.
Oh, thank you.
All right, appreciate that. Thank you. Good luck with that. John's on too. He's out of Reno, Nevada. Hello, John.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am great. You looking for a 1911?
Yeah, well, I'm looking for your recommendation. I had an obsession with 1911s for years. When double stacks came out, high capacity compacts, that's where I went. And I'm looking for your ideas and what is out there.
Okay, I gather that did you try one at this point? It looks like you maybe tried something and weren't happy with it.
Well, that's exactly what it was. It was a love-hate relationship. I got one model of a double stack and absolutely fell in love with it. I've been carrying an extra mag for my Colts for years, and I wanted to do away with the extra mag because I want more rounds naturally. And when it was new, it was absolutely beautiful. But after a couple thousand rounds, it is showing why it's an inexpensive weapon.
Well, what brand was it?
ATI Fat Boy.
Okay. There are two brands I can recommend. I mean, basically, who's making double stack 1911s? Obviously, you got Para Ordnance, and I will tell you, there was a period of time when I was not impressed with Para. Their guns were not good. But last year, we got a chance to shoot several of them, and they were just sweet as they could be. So I think they have figured it out and fixed it. So those are really good. And then if you want something that's just stellar, absolutely stunning, the STI double stack 1911s are incredible. So they're not cheap, but you know what? The good stuff never is.
Well, that's kind of where I'm falling into.
Yeah.
I should have stepped up and bought something good.
We always do that, don't we? We know better, and we say, I'll go cheap this time. Maybe this is the one time in history when going cheap allows me to get the best. Never has happened. It's not gonna.
You're right. You're right about that.
Let me ask you a question. Is this a carry gun?
Yes.
Okay. You said something that was interesting to me. You said you don't want to carry an extra magazine, and I'm going to want to talk to you for just a second about that.
Okay.
I would almost rather see you carry a single stack and an extra magazine, and here's why. If you have a malfunction with a semi-automatic, there's an excellent chance that the problem is with the magazine. If you don't have an extra magazine, you can't fix the problem in the middle of a really bad situation. If you have an extra mag, you can strip out the one that's causing the problem, shove the other one in there, and get yourself back in the fight. So I offer that as food for thought. The magazine is the weakest link in a semi-automatic pistol.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay? So just
I was thinking 50-50, but if it's the weakest link, that's more thought.
There you go. Something else to chew on. But yeah, the Para Ordnance, they're making good stuff, and STI is making gorgeous stuff. A lot of competitors use that. All right, 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. Also, shoot me a note, Tom at guntalk.com, and on Twitter, I am at GunTalk. We'll be right back.
So you want to shoot clay targets, maybe some skeet or trap? Sure, but ammo's hard to find. So load your own ammo, as generations have done with mech reloaders. Save money and discover a fun hobby. It's simple, and you can customize loads for different kinds of shooting. Always have ammo on hand. Stock up when there's nothing in the stores. Get started now. Visit mechreloaders.com. That's MECreloaders.com.
Successful hunters know big bucks move early and late, often when it's too dark for common scopes. When that monster steps out, you might see him through the scope, but the crosshairs disappear. All that work and you can't take the shot. But with the Trigicon AccuPoint scope, you'll get the shot. Its bright aiming point glows in daylight or darkness. No batteries needed. AccuPoint scopes are water-resistant and nitrogen-filled, feature multi-layer coated lenses for the brightest image, and you can adjust brightness of the aiming point to match the conditions. Adding 10 or 15 minutes to each end of the day can double the magic moments when the trophies move. You can't hit the target if you can't see the sights. Trigicon AccuPoint scopes. Check out the different models at Trigicon.com or call 1-800-338-0563. Brilliant aiming solutions from Trigicon.
Long-range shooting is challenging and fun, but most precision rifle bullets aren't right for hunting. Nosler's AccuBond LR long-range bullets are designed specifically for hunters. They combine the incredible on-game performance AccuBond bullets have delivered around the world with incredible long-range properties. High ballistic coefficients make for bullets which shoot flat and defy the winds. The sleekest, flattest shooting, bonded hunting bullet ever designed. Nosler's AccuBond LR. For more info, visit Nosler.com.
Want your next gun purchase to be fast and hassle-free? Well, at galleryofguns.com, you can search through thousands of models from our huge firearms inventory. Find a great offer from a local dealer that includes all fees and taxes. And there's no need to arrange a transfer. Gallery of Guns takes a small deposit on your credit card, and your gun will be at your chosen dealer in as little as 48 hours. Plus, your gun will be covered by our guaranteed lifetime replacement warranty. Galleryofguns.com. Search, find, buy. It really is just that easy.
The world can be a dangerous place. Gear up with the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. Equipping your firearm with laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com and receive a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge. Crimson Trace.
Hi, I'm Michael Bain. You know I hate cleaning guns, so anything that makes that job faster and easier is definitely a plus. And that's where bore tips come in. These reusable, lint-free cleaning swabs make cleaning a breeze. And the tighter-fitting bore tips do a better job on barrels than cotton mops or patches. Hey, it's a dirty job. Let bore tips help. To find a dealer, visit boretips.com.
Want your opinion to make a difference? Log on to our website and take the Gun Talk poll, www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Tom.
I was talking earlier about the antis coming out in force, basically in reaction to Melissa Bachman's pictures of her with her trophy lion and with some other animals that she took in South Africa. And this is just a continuation of something that I've watched, honestly, for 50 years. Where there are people who think that if you kill one animal, you are endangering a population. They don't get the whole concept of individuals versus population. And then there's actually a bigger concept involved. And to talk about that, we have invited David Allen. He's with the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation to talk to us about actually the role of hunters in conservation and the financial aspect of that. David, welcome to Gun Talk.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that, I've been talking about this for years. My father was a wildlife manager, has a graduate degree in wildlife management. And one of the things he always said was he really enjoyed it when he was back doing the old American Sportsman TV show, when he could bring wildlife management story into this to explain that hunters are actually the first conservationists and they are still the prime conservationists. Talk to me for a second about the role of hunters in financially supporting all wildlife, not just the animals that they hunt.
Well, you're absolutely right. Hunters and sportsmen are the primary conservationists in this country. And I don't have an exact statistic in front of me, but easily over 85 to 90% of all revenue that supports all of our state game agencies is generated through sportsmen's dollars, whether it's hunting or fishing tags,
right,
special licenses, etc. That's and then you have, on top of that, you have the Pittman-Robertson funds, the excise tax that's charged on different items, hunting items and guns and ammo and etc. All of that money combined goes into funding, managing our wildlife system as we know it today. And on top of that, groups like ourselves and Ducks Unlimited, the Turkey Federation, you name it, all of the wildlife conservation groups are made up of well over 90% hunter-based consumers. And again, their dollars are what makes our organizations function and make it possible for us to complete our missions of conserving, whether it's wetlands or elk country habitat or whatever the individual organization's mission may be. But all of this goes back to, as you said, to the hunter and the sportsman, and it's the most successful wildlife management system in the history of the world, period. And
exactly. Hunters are putting...
We as sportsmen have nothing to hang our heads about. In fact, we should be yelling it from the top of the mountains every day with pride of what we bring in terms of managing our entire wildlife system. So when these antis want to, start their campaigns and do all their screaming and yelling, it really doesn't have any credence with me, because they do absolutely nothing, and they really don't care about management of wildlife. What they are is they have another agenda, primarily anti-hunting, anti-grazing, anti-gun, you name it, or all of the above, and they try to hide behind, the Endangered Species Act, which is one of the most misused conservation tools we have today, and it's just, like you said, this isn't new. This has been going on a long time,
it's exactly right.
It has credibility.
David, one of the things that I was reading is, and this is several years ago, they're saying that hunters in the U.S. contribute more than $3 million every day to wildlife habitat restoration, not just game animals. Because, look, if you save an area for ducks, or you save an area for elk or for mule deer, you also, on that area, you have songbirds, you have squirrels, you have a lot of things that maybe are not hunted, but everything benefits because it's all about the habitat, isn't it?
You're absolutely right. Everything in that habitat wins when you're bringing proper management and proper conservation. But if you were to adopt the anti's philosophy or mindset, you would just lock everything up, put a big fence around it, and create a big zoo. You wouldn't have wildlife 10, 15 years from now. It would be a completely European system, and we would not have the wildlife system that we enjoy in this country. But they don't want to hear that. They don't want to agree to that. But we have over 100 years of science and 100 years of precedence to back it up.
Give me an idea of some of the projects that Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation is involved with, because I bet there are a lot of people that don't know all the conservation things you guys do.
Well, we've conserved, along with our partners, in excess of 6.4 million acres of land, and next year will be our 30th year. But we'll do conservation easements with private landowners. We'll do major landscape purchases of ground, and then turn around and sell them to, maybe a state wildlife agency. It might be a federal agency like Forest Service or BLM.
To protect the lands.
We do elk reintroductions in several states now. Kentucky is probably the most successful project that we can point at, to where Kentucky today enjoys the number 9 elk state in the United States.
Isn't that something? I was just in Kentucky. I saw an elk crossing sign, and I did a double take. And then I remembered your project of reintroducing elk into Kentucky and how successful it had been. So it's great. Tell people how they can find out more about Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation.
RMEF.org would be the quickest and easiest way.
Okay, RMEF.org for Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. David, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me to get that message out.
Hey, I'm glad to do it, and we appreciate you fighting the good fight for us every day.
Absolutely. Listen, you take care. A couple of quick lessons for you, because there are people who say, well, gee, how can you protect animals while you're shooting them? Well, here's the deal. Let's talk about a population. Imagine you've got a population that of animals, and in the summer, you got a lot of them. In the winter, times are hard, and the numbers go down. Well, what you do is in the fall, this is the basis for hunting, say that, just pick a number, say that the number is 100. You got 100 in the summer, and it goes down to 50 in the winter because you have winter kill and all of that. That's just natural. That's going to happen whether or not they're hunted. What if you said, okay, we're going to go in and take 5%, maybe as much as 10% of that population? It's coming out of the 50% that we're going to die naturally. And in the course of doing that, we're going to open this up to people who are going to give us millions and millions and millions of dollars to support the habitat, to make sure that the animals stay around. About the 1930s, there were two species that were really in trouble in the United States. One was the wood duck, and one was the pileated woodpecker. The wood duck had suffered catastrophic losses to habitat, as had the pileated woodpecker, the largest woodpecker in America. It's about 2 feet tall. The duck hunters went to the government and said, look, here's what we would like to do. Ducks are down. We would like you to hold back on the season. We would like to not hunt. And then we would like to reduce the bag limit. And we would like to introduce all sorts of restrictions on hunting. And we will give money to save the wood ducks. They did. They saved ducks in general. And the duck populations went up dramatically. There was no one who hunted the pileated woodpecker. As a result, nobody saved the habitat, and it was declared extinct. Now, there may be a couple of pockets now where they think they may still have a few pileated woodpeckers, but the bottom line, and the lesson to be learned from this, is if you are a wildlife species, it's good to be hunted, because there's a vested interest on the part of people with money to make sure that your habitat is there, that nobody's putting developments where you live, that nobody's letting your mature hardwoods go away, get cut down, which is what happened to the pileated woodpecker. If you're a wildlife species, you want to be hunted because the hunters are going to guarantee that you stay around.
One of Talker Magazine's 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. You're listening to Gun Talk, heard every week at this time on great radio stations across America. Stay tuned. Gun Talk is coming right back. Covering all aspects of gun ownership every week on this fine radio station. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All right, back here with you. We were talking about firearms, about hunting, about hunters as conservationists, actually. And this has been amazing to watch, the Melissa Bachman debacle, if you will. She is a host of a couple of outdoor television shows, likes to hunt, loves to hunt, and she posted some pictures of herself with a trophy African lion, and there was a petition started in South Africa to ban her from re-entry into the country of South Africa because she went in and legally, on a legal hunt, killed an African lion. Folks at Politico, folks at Huffington Post, everywhere else, they're taking up petitions. They're threatening her. They've, I guess, forced her to shut down Facebook pages and other things. You know what's going on here? And this has happened to other women who are shooters. For some reason, and I generally don't like to use left and right, but in this case it very much is the left. They think that women should absolutely be on their side because women are more sensitive. They think that women, of course, would never be gun owners, would never think of carrying a gun for self-defense, and would never, ever, ever kill a beautiful animal, even though it's legal and it's good conservation and it's good environmentalism. So for them, when they see a woman, particularly a young, attractive, smiling woman with an animal that she has killed in fair chase, they see it as a sense of betrayal. And that's what really fires them up. So they are betrayed, so they must destroy this person. Because by doing so, they will serve notice on any other woman who would think about becoming a hunter or be a hunter or admit that she was a hunter. Now, if that's not sexism, I don't know what is. That is absolutely sexism. And they would never imagine that they are sexist. But they are. I mean, what else would it be? Oh, and for those who are saying, but yeah, but, you know, you're giving us all the information about North American animals. Well, what about Africa? Okay, let me tell you about Africa. When I was in Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwean government was killing 10,000 elephants a year because they had too many elephants. In some places, they have too many lions. Remember, Africa is not a country, although if you ask a lot of people in the U.S., they will tell you that Africa is a country. They don't know the difference. Africa is a continent. There are a lot of countries there. And so the wildlife populations vary with country. In Kenya, for instance, it was the government that basically orchestrated. The president of Kenya's sister ran the poaching ring for decades, wiping out the elephants there. It was a government-sponsored poaching operation there. It wasn't hunters. It wasn't sport hunters. Point of fact is that, to the best of my knowledge, and I've looked into it for a long time, there's no species that has ever been hunted to extinction or even been threatened by sport hunting. Sport hunters don't want that. They have a vested interest in making sure that stuff stays around. Now, don't confuse sport hunting with poaching or commercial hunting. Different thing altogether. So you're in a village in Africa, and the elephants come in and trample your crops. So what are you going to do? You're going to poison them or do whatever you can do to kill them. The lions come in, or the leopards come in, and they kill your cattle and they kill your dogs. So you're going to set out snares and you're going to kill them. And that's what happens until somebody walks in and says, wait a minute. Tell you what we'll do. You leave those lions alone, okay? And I know you're losing 6 head of cattle a year to this. We will pay you the equivalent of 100 head of cattle to let these crazy people come in here and shoot these lions. Oh, that's different. We will stop poisoning them. We'll stop putting out the snares for them. We will actually help protect these animals. So the lions get protected. The leopards get protected because of the money that comes in from hunters. It's an economics-based conservation model. When no one has a vested interest in keeping them around, they won't stay around. Witness the alligators from 30 years ago. Alligator numbers were going down, 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 and then Louisiana said, wait a minute, we got an idea, because Louisiana's always had tons of alligators. Let's open the hunting season again. We had closed the hunting season, so let's open the hunting season for alligators. People say, what? Well, but the numbers are going down. They say, wait, we just watch what happens. Well, the numbers were going down because people were draining the marshes. There was no economic incentive for them to keep them in marsh. They put them in pasture, and trust me, you can't raise any alligators in a pasture. When they opened the alligator season, people said, oh, I guess we'll protect the alligators. I guess we will make sure they're still around. I guess we will not drain the marshes anymore. And all of a sudden, the money that came in from hunting alligators saved the alligators. Time and time and time again. The money that comes in from hunters saves the population. Not the individual animal. You got to get over the whole, it's brown and cuddly. It has big eyes. Yeah, I know it does. But you know what? It's going to die. You know what percentage of the animals in the wild die? 100%. Every single one of them. And a lot of them die because something ate them. Tore them up, ate them while they're still alive. Better that than a quick shot with a rifle? I don't know. Philosophical, don't know the answer to that, but I do know this. Hunters save wildlife populations. It's as simple as that. That's how it works. It always has been that way. It's always going to be that way. We put the money into it. We're the ones who are doing the work. We're the ones that are saving populations and ensuring that they're going to be there for our children and our grandchildren. That's really the way this whole thing works. So anytime somebody starts telling you, well, you hunters, you just don't care, you say, okay, suck it up. How much money have you put into it? I'll tell you what, when we come back, we're going to talk to somebody who's done exactly that. Ron's going to tell us about the money he's put in to conservation through the money he spent in hunting. If you'd like to join us in that conversation, 866-TALK-GUN. That's 866-TALK-GUN. This is Gun Talk.
The Ruger SR-45, a large caliber pistol with a trim, ergonomic profile. Like the popular Ruger SR-9 and SR-40, the SR-45 is perfectly sized to be comfortable and controllable with a slim, ergonomic grip and narrow slide. It features an adjustable 3-dot sight system, Ruger's unique reversible back strap, an ambidextrous manual safety and magazine release, and built-in Picatinny rail. The Ruger SR-45, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
In the field or on the range, you need a trigger you can trust. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. A Timney trigger could mean the difference between a great shot and a miss. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. To order, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
If you carry a gun, you need training. Your concealed carry class was definitely not training. But time, money, and obligations keep you from spending days at a shooting school. The trusted folks at Gun Talk can help. Concealed Carry 1, our DVD featuring the VADA Group, covers what gun, what holster, how to carry, where to wear your gun, and much more. Visit shopguntalk.com. That's shopguntalk.com. Look, this really is life and death. Learn how to stay aware, how to get away, and how to fight if you must. At shopguntalk.com, you can get the 2 DVD set, including Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. No matter what gun you carry, this vital training info can save your life. Learn the draw, the stance, reloading, vital gear from Gun Talk. That's shopguntalk.com. shopguntalk.com.
Get a grip on your AR rifle. An Ergo Grip. For maximum control, comfort, and accuracy, you need the grip that's ergonomically designed for the human hand. Ergo Grips come on some of the best factory ARs. Now you can upgrade your own rifle with a great grip. At ErgoGrips.net, you'll also find accessories for your rifles and handguns. Shoot better, get comfortable. ErgoGrips.net. ERGOGrips.net.
You know the name Walther is a legendary brand, but do you know the new Walther? The new Walther has introduced 3 new precision handguns. The smooth PPQ M2 is a breakthrough in ergonomics and trigger pull. The tough PPX is a workhorse at a value price. The cool, iconic PPK S22 blends classic PPK with the fun of the economical 22 LR. There is a lot going on at the new Walther. Visit us at waltherarms.com. Walther, at your favorite retailer.
Be a more accurate and confident shooter. Get a Crimson Trace laser and light. If you're holding it, you're aiming it. That's called instinctive activation. Crimson Trace invented it. Get the best deal on Crimson Trace lasers and lights at OpticsPlanet.com. Optics Planet carries thousands of rifle scopes, red dot sights, holsters, safes, knives, apparel, and the full line of Crimson Trace lasers and lights at OpticsPlanet.com.
Questions? Comments? Please email Tom at guntalk.com. During the show, you can call Tom at 866-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, back to Gun Talk.
All right, Eric, Ron, Jim, don't go anywhere. Going to get to you right now. Line 4, Eric's up first out of Kansas. Hey, Eric.
Hi, I was wondering if Remington still makes the 7600 and if they still offer it in the 25-06.
Well, it's still on their website. The 7600 pump rifle is chambered for the 30-06, both in their wood stock and their synthetic stock. So as far as I know, they're still making it. They've got it on the website.
Then 25-06?
No, 30-06. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was looking for 25.
Oh, you're looking for 25-06. Sorry about that. I don't know if they have it in 25. I don't think they have it in 25-06 anymore.
Okay.
So, okay, I don't know. You may have to find you a used one on that one. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Eric. Sorry, I got the wrong information on that. Ron is on line 2, Snowflake, Arizona. Ron, you're a hunter. Been spending money on hunting, huh?
Yes, sir. I've kept a notebook of all my hunting license, deer, elk, duck stamps, federal stamps, to hunt since 79 to 2009.
Okay.
Over $2,000 in just hunting license alone.
And that's money that goes straight to the wildlife department, the conservation department of the state. So that's $2,000 that you've coughed up, and that's just like the ante to get into the game, isn't it?
Oh yes, that didn't count the flight to Alaska, the out of state hunting license to hunt moose, or the week trip I spent out in the woods, and the supporting the local communities, the gas.
There's something. Then there's something else on top of all that. When you buy a gun or ammunition, 15% of that, I believe it's still 15%, goes, it's an excise tax. It's called the Pittman-Robertson Act. And that money goes for 2 things. Well, actually, maybe 3 things. Wildlife habitat, for shooting ranges, building shooting ranges, and for hunter safety, instruction, that type of thing. So, but the money that you're spending for your guns and ammo, a significant part of that goes directly to wildlife habitat, not just game animals, but wildlife in general. So every time we buy a gun, every time we buy a box of ammunition, that we're spending money to help wildlife. And I'm like you. I'm thinking, okay, so show me, Mr. or Mrs. Eco Freak, show me your check for $2,000. Show me the money that you spent when you're walking through the woods, when you're walking through a park, when you're walking through an area and bird watching and looking at all this. Show me how much money you spent to preserve this habitat. I dare say that's not going to be anywhere near what hunters have spent.
Correct. I'd like to see them pony up that kind of money every year.
Yeah, every year after year. And say, okay, I'll tell you what you do. Just hit me for a couple of $100 every year. Well, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I know. You want it for free. Well, actually, you don't get it for free. You get it because hunters pay for it. Ron, thank you, and thank you for what you're contributing. I understand. I get it. Line 3, let's see here. Jim's with us out of Nebraska. Hey, Jim, what's up?
Good afternoon. I was wondering, where's the NRA show going to be this year, or in 2014?
It's going to be in Indianapolis.
Okay. All right, thank you. And the other question I had, clear off of your subject.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the tube gun? It's the same as the G. David Tub 2000 rifle.
Okay.
It's a modular system,
right?
Where the receiver is in a tube, and you can use AR buttstocks. You can use AR forends for it. I was wondering if you knew of any manufacturers.
I am vaguely familiar with it, but I do not know who's making a setup like that. I mean, I know David Tubb from way back, many years ago. He's done some fascinating stuff in terms of designing guns, and he's like a superhuman guy when it comes to rifle shooting, and he's done some really interesting things. But no, I don't know who's making that. Tell you what we'll do, if you'll keep listening, somebody could call in and help us out who's creating the tube rifle, and figure out where we can get one of those. I appreciate that. Let me get to Jane on line 1 out of Arkansas. Hello, Jane.
Hello. I need your help on getting a copy of your dad's book.
Okay.
We do not have electricity right now. We've been out since Thursday. We're in an ice storm here in Arkansas. And I have no computer, so I can't get on the line to get your dad's book. And my husband's eyes just absolutely lit up like a deer in the headlights whenever he heard about your dad's book. And he's not here. He's trying to get down the road to try to get us some drinking water.
All right. Do you have a pencil with you or a pen handy?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
Here's the number, 985-792-7670. I'm going to give that out again, 985-792-7670. If you give us a call during the week, Sarah will answer the phone, and she will take your order for you. All righty. Well, I appreciate that, and thank you. That's a great gift. And, if you don't have a copy of it, They're only going to last about another week. 866-TALK-GUN. Be right back.
Gun Talk stands for safety, personal responsibility, and common courtesy. To be a part of the show, call 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Gun Talk will be right back.
All righty. Well, I got to make a correction. Boy, did I mess up. I don't know why I did that. Thank you, Blue Sky Man, for the email. I was talking earlier about the problem when the ducks were endangered and woodpeckers endangered, and I said the pileated woodpecker was the one that was listed as extinct. Clearly, that's not the case. I've got pileated woodpeckers right behind my house. That's about a foot and a half tall, 18-inch tall. The ivory-billed woodpecker is the one that was endangered and probably is extinct. Although we keep getting reports every now and then of somebody seeing an ivory bill. It's like hush hush, and the birders say, oh yeah, maybe it was up in the Cache River Basin in Arkansas, or maybe it was in the Singer Tract of woods in Louisiana, and then nobody wants to talk about it because they're afraid people go in and look. But it was the ivory-billed woodpecker. Think of a woodpecker that is almost 2 feet tall. That's the ivory bill. I would have given anything to see one of those. Probably will never get to. But the pileated are still around, so thank you again for that correction. I don't like to get things wrong like that, so there you go. I'm glad for a chance to get it fixed. Charlie is in Charleston on line 4. Charlie, you're on Gun Talk.
Yes. What are your thoughts and recommendations on the Springfield 1911 Ranger?
Did you get one?
I just bought one, shot it on Veterans Day.
Oh, cool. That's very good. In 1911 on November 11th. So there you go.
Exactly.
I like the Springfield Armory 1911s. How do you like yours?
Love it. Shoots great. The only thing is whatever recommendations you would have around a magazine backup. One that comes with it is seems kind of light.
Yeah. And look, this is a way, we've got to be real honest. This is the way that gun makers sometimes save money, hold the cost down as they get you less expensive magazines. For me, I like the Chip McCormick brand of magazines for 1911s. They are not cheap at all, and they are worth every penny. When you get Chip McCormick, and the other thing is Chip McCormick, you can get 8-round mags instead of the 7 rounds it comes with most 1911s, and they work reliably. So I like the ones that have a small pad, not a big rubber pad, but a small rubber pad on the bottom. I don't want them to fit flush with the bottom of the pistol. The reason for that is if I'm shooting it and it gets really jammed up, if I had a double feed, you've got to rip the magazine out of the gun. You need something to hold on to. And right. if it's flush fitting, you got nothing. You're trying to pull a knife out and jam on it, and you're going to jam a hole in your hand. So I am a real fan of the Chip McCormick or the Wilson Combat. Either one worked great. Chip McCormick or Wilson Combat magazines for 1911. Expect to pay somewhere in the $30 to $35 each for them instead of the $7 for the others. And for me, they're worth every bit of it just because they're absolutely reliable. And that's what you're looking for. If it's not reliable, you might as well just throw it into the woods.
Right.
All right. Well, good luck with that. I think you will really enjoy that. A nice 1911, and it only gets better when you shoot it. The more you shoot it, the smoother it gets, the better it gets. It's just a thing of beauty, and it doesn't take you long to figure out this is why we love these things. The great trigger pull, the way they feel. And they're ultimately customizable. You can put different width or thickness of grips. I like slim grips on them. You can put different thumb safeties. I haven't gone to it, but I want to try a drop safety. It probably would fit my smaller hands a little bit better. And then, of course, you can start, tinkering around with sights and everything else. Hey, that's what it's about. The 1911 is basically the 57 Chevy that you get to hot rod up and make it run the way you want. And that's the cool part of it. All right, so what's on your Christmas list? Tell me if you're going to be getting a gun, a scope, or ammo. Or if you're not sure, you're looking for a suggestion, give me a call. I can help you out, 866-TALK-GUN. I can be your gun-toting Santa.
Firearms, ammunition, recreational and competitive shooting, training, hunting, and yes, even politics. You're listening to Gun Talk. Call us now at 1-866-825-5486. That's 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Or reach out to us via email at tom@guntalk.com.